Hello everybody, welcome back to the John Orr Movie Channel, all things movies, all the time. And today's video is going to be about, well, maybe, there it is, Spider-Man Far From Home, and why it will make $1 billion at the box office. So before we get any further into the video, I'd like to apologize for how crappy my voice sounds. I'm not going to say I'm getting sick, but I'm not going to say I'm up to 100% right now. So that's cool. It's whatever. I'm still going to make the video because I really freaking want to. So here we go. Spider-Man Far From Home and why it will make $1 billion. So one part of this video is going to be some actual number crunching stuff, math that I did about box office gross and stuff like that, and kind of money trends in the movies right now. And the other part is just going to be from a fan's perspective, kind of not the trap the fans fall into, but kind of the mindset fans having going into the movie that will propel it to get to the box office marker of $1 billion. So let's do all the number stuff first. So currently there are 39 movies ever that have grossed $1 billion. Currently, at the time of this recording, Avatar sits at 1 and The Dark Knight sits at 39. And hopefully, sometime in the future, that this number 1 spot no longer belongs to Avatar and it belongs to Avengers Endgame. Because Avengers Endgame is way better than Avatar and deserves it. Way more. But, point being is Spider-Man Far From Home will be the 40th movie to join that list. Here's why from a mathematical standpoint. So, if you look at this graphic, that's the word. This is all of the MCU movies and how much money they've made at the box office. Now, if you look at it closely, don't worry, I got you, you don't have to. You will see that there's a generally positive trend from movie to their direct sequel. Now, what do I mean by a direct sequel? Let me explain. So, for example, the first Avengers direct sequel is Captain America the Winter Soldier. Captain America the Winter Soldier's direct sequel is Captain America Civil War. But Captain America's the first Avengers direct sequel is not Captain America Civil War. It's the movie that comes directly after that movie in the series of those specific movies. So another example would be like Iron Man to Iron Man 2, Thor, The Dark World to Thor, Ragnarok, etc., etc., etc. Okay, now that we got that cleared up, let's look back here. So for example, if you look, Iron Man 2 made more money than Iron Man. Ant-Man and the Wasp made more money than Ant-Man. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 made more than Guardians of the Galaxy 1. Avengers Endgame made more than Infinity War, etc., etc., etc. The only exception to this rule is whenever... Oh, wait, not there yet. So, I mean, come on. Even Thor the Dark World made more money than its predecessor, Thor. And Thor the Dark World's probably the worst MCU movie to date. So I mean, all of the movies fall into this trend. Now for that one exception I was talking about. The only exception to this rule is whenever the Avengers made more money than Avengers Age of Ultron. But this movie still made $1.4 billion at the box office, which was only about $100 million less than Marvel's The Avengers. So I'm definitely not going to count that as a loss. So basically, every direct sequel has made more money than its predecessor. So just keep that in mind. Now let's look at the movies Spider-Man himself has been in. This MCU Spider-Man. Captain America Civil War, $1.1 billion. Spider-Man Homecoming, $880 million. Infinity War, a little over $2 billion. Endgame, $2.7 billion, and climbing. So he's been in these blockbuster events and made a lot. I mean, every movie he's been in has made so much money. But of those 4 movies that he's in, Spider-Man Homecoming's gross of $880 million, what gets me really, really excited about Far From Home's chances of reaching that $1 billion threshold. So if you do some number crunching, which I did for you, the average increase between direct sequels is almost $300 million. So the smallest jump is from Iron Man to Iron Man 2, which was only 38 million. And the largest jump was from Avengers Infinity War to Avengers Endgame, which is about 670 million. So if you take our base value from Spider-Man Homecoming of 880 million and you apply the smallest, average, and largest jumps to the base value, these are the kind of the numbers you would get. The smallest jump would mean it'd only get to about $920 million. I don't expect that. Spider-Man is way too popular. The MC movies are way too popular for there to only be this small of a jump in the gross. Largest jump of almost $700 million will get it to over $1.5 billion. And that would be wicked. That would be totally insane. But I don't expect that. Not because Spider-Man's not popular enough to do that, but just because it's a solo movie. I mean, you have to be like a big crossover event to cross that 1.5 threshold. So just assuming that it's an average jump to an above average jump, which is kind of where I'm shoehorning Spider-Man Far From Home to get to, as far as an increase, you're going to land at least 1.1 billion. And that would be awesome. That'd be so perfect. That would be cool. So just, yeah, there we go. And I don't know why I really want this movie to make $1 billion. It's just something about it where I'm like, yeah, I really want this movie to make $1 billion. So this is why I made the video. I just was really excited. I mean, I'm excited for all the Marvel movies, of course. But I really want this movie to get to that box office number. Or I don't really have a good reason. I just really want it to. Now, let's look at it from a fan perspective. Enough with the numbers. Let's just look at it from a fan perspective. You got to look at what movies Spider-Man has been in. I mentioned already that every movie he's been in has been a complete blockbuster. I mean, 75% of the time he's been on screen has been some huge crossover, universe-altering events. Captain America, Civil War, Avengers, Infinity War, Avengers, Endgame. I mean, those movies were blockbusters of the year. I mean, I don't know if Captain America, Civil War had any movies made more money than the year it released, but definitely Infinity War and Endgame definitely were the highest grossing movies that year. So just big, I mean, fans have seen a lot of Spider-Man on screen. And by far, the biggest reason, no math needed, no popularity needed, is just, I expect this movie to be good. And people are excited to see Spider-Man. It's just as simple as that. Everyone wants to see Spider-Man. And, I mean, they want to see how he's going to deal with the death of Iron Man. I mean, I think we're all trying to see that, but like how him specifically, because, their bond was so close, how he's going to deal with that. And everybody wants to see this movie. And the only thing that's going to stop this movie, sorry, I jumped the gun a little bit, is fan reception. Critics, Rotten Tomatoes, none of that matters. Fan reception drives box office achievements. So, for example, Aquaman, Captain Marvel, they both had way mixed reviews. Some people loved both of them. Some people hated both of them. But they still made over $1.1 billion at the box office. More examples. I mean, Jurassic World, who had an under 50% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, still made $1.3 billion. Venom, who was slashed, hammered, cut down, destroyed by critics, still made over $850 million at the box office. So my point is, critical reception does not matter. It's all about the fans. If the fans like it, the movie's going to make a lot of money. If the fans don't like it, it's not going to do as well as maybe it should have. But I expect the former to be true. I think this movie is going to be absolutely excellent. I'm really excited to see it. And I'm just super duper uber excited to see it. And Spider-Man Far From Home will make $1 billion at the box office. Mark my words. So, thank you for watching this video. Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and I will have a Spider-Man Far From Home prediction video later in this week, most likely in the Friday-Saturday range, since it does come out next week. So, thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you didn't get too bored with my numbers, and I'll see you next time. Deuces.